Hey, Jack.
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. I got no internet, so I can't do much today.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, I got,
Who stole it?
I had Comcast. I switched over from Comcast to Verizon, which Verizon is now Frontier. And I think it went from bad to worse, believe it or not.
Well, you used to have Verizon, right?
Oh, I had Verizon in 2006, from 2006 to 2011.
Did you have any problems with it?
With Verizon, I never had a problem. And I switched to Comcast because they were faster.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare. Every month we'd have an outage. And finally, in January, I got fed up and I said, I'm switching back to Verizon.
I heard you talking, yeah.
So I switched back to Verizon, and they're not Verizon anymore. Now they're Frontier.
I've seen a lot of things. Like, I get a lot of phone calls, you know, on a couple of phones that I've got. And if I don't know the number, sometimes I type it in. And it tells you this call is from here. So when I type that in, sometimes I get Infinity and, you know, Comcast complaints and stuff that people have had with numbers. But a lot of times, I get it with that Frontier since they've taken over. It seems like people have a lot of trouble with them.
Well, I've called a lot of people, so if I get a phone call in the middle of our
take it. I'd like to
episode,
hear that. I know they'd love to hear it.
But so far I called 3 people and asked them all to call back, and it's been 2 hours and no phone calls back.
And not only that, they know that you're an internet-based
they know
business.
We're a business. Business should get more priority. You know, there's not that many
and you've got a lot of people that depend on you. You know,
yeah.
not just your employees, but you got people like me that bring stuff in, and other people. That,
yeah.
But,
you know, you don't realize how much you depend on that internet when it's down.
And February the 14th is coming up. You know, February the 14th is real close.
Valentines Day is coming up.
Yeah,
now,
big sales for something.
Now let me ask you: have you ever had luck selling things related to Valentine's Day?
Oh. The other day I was up at Alsip. I'm sorry, Jerry, when I bought that accordion.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy set up from Alsip, way over here. And I walked over to him and he said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I'm way over there, but I'm here now." And I said, "And you're way over there." And he started laughing. You know what he was selling?
What?
Candy.
Chocolates?
Palms. They call them palms, is it? You know, the little chocolate Hershey's.
Are they red and
like an egg?
Red and silver, or do they look Valentine's Day?
Yeah. He had boxes of them. And I bought one bag for $1.50, and they're like $5, $4 or $5 in the store. But he was selling the heck out of it, you know.
So chocolates are a good thing to sell this time of the year.
Yeah. This guy had the timing was perfect. And of course, people have little parties and stuff. He had chips and all kinds of stuff like that. But he was doing real well. There was nobody there, and he did real well. But the prize of all things with February the 14th is beautiful flowers.
Flowers, like roses?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Now, where are you going to sell them at?
Well, actually, that's a problem. You can set up at a swap meet.
Okay.
You know, and sell them, but the best place to set up is on a location, a corner.
On a corner, outside?
Yeah, outside, on any corner that's busy. Well, not in the street. Of course, in Las Vegas, they do it in the street. You know, they stand on the medium and the middle and sell them in Las Vegas. It just depends on where you're at. Usually, there's laws that stop you from doing that in the town because the forests have something to do with the city.
Ah.
You know? So there's always some type of law or a little bit of a problem. You got to set so far back. But where I was at, I was a young guy, and all the time I had my store, I had this going for me, by the way, and the auction. I had a guy that ran all of it for me. And you arrange them. You buy them. You don't buy the regular price ones. There's ways to buy cheaper ones.
Oh, okay.
And then you buy them in bulk, and then you arrange them. I like that. I enjoyed arranging them. I used to do that.
So how many would you buy when you bought them in bulk?
Oh, well, I used to spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for flowers.
$2,000 to $3,000 for flowers?
Yeah.
And you made money?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow, you must have been selling a lot of flowers.
Oh, it's hard to believe. It's a lot of work. And you're up for a couple of days, all day and all night, getting this stuff done, arranged and put together, making them look nice and everything. And I used to have little balers floating off of them and all that, you know. I learned from an old guy right here in this area when I was a kid. He used to be over there on Homan Avenue. He sat there in a van. And he went back to Georgia somewhere when he left, and he asked me to help him carry this thing. You'd never believe what he had in those suitcases. And I was a kid, and he opened up the suitcase and told me to grab some. I grabbed some. Wasn't chocolates, wasn't flowers. But all you do is you put them into bouquets. I mean, it's big money, giant money.
So if you got a street corner that you could have access to sell right around this time of the year?
Oh, yeah. All the holidays are great.
Did you have special racks you laid them out in, or how would you display them so people knew you were open for business, so to speak?
Well, we did have some racks, but we had just those little white buckets. It was better. It seemed to work better. People
Just
like
flowers in the
that. As soon
white
as you
bucket?
get fancy, it slows your sales down for some reason.
Well, maybe they think they're going to cost more if you're fancy.
I could never figure that out exactly, but we tried fancy stands and a little flower cart. We were going to put the flower carts in. Every time we did it, it slowed the sales down. So we just went back to the little buckets, and we only did it on the holidays.
So how much would you sell? Would you sell a dozen roses or a few roses? What would you be selling?
Well, usually we had one that had a rose in the middle of it. We mixed it. You're not supposed to do that, but people love it. With pom-poms on the outside, and maybe some baby breath, you know, the white stuff. It's really, really pretty. And maybe a carnation or two, and you sell somewhere around $8.
About $8.
And that a long time ago.
And what did you have in on it? How much did it cost you to make it?
Huh? $2.
$2. So every time
Buck
you sell
50,
one, you're
you
making
know.
$6
Well, you pay a commission to the person. At the time, we paid commission back then.
to the flower. The guy that you bought
Guy
the flowers
sells. We give him 25
Oh,
points,
the actual guy selling it.
but that still leaves you half of it. You know.
But you were selling them too, or you were just giving them to other people to sell?
Oh, I did sell once in a while. I used to love it in California. I used to go to the bad neighborhoods down in L.A. and sell, me and my buddy. Then we'd come back and pick the money up on the way from L.A. up into the mountains. But we go over there by a swap meet. God, what's the name of that? It was a cattle auction. We used to go to a cattle auction swap meet, and we set up outside there, and that was funny. There was a lady had a, and you could sell there. Nobody cared. It was part of their town business, you know, because they had that swap meet and the cattle auction. It was a big deal. So if you set up, nobody bothered you or anything. But where I had my store, I had permits. You can get permits sometimes. I gave all my permits up, and today if I had one, they had a grandfather clause in them. If I had them today, it'd be worth $5,000 to $10,000 each.
Wow. So storefront selling, it's a good thing.
It is.
Sidewalk,
Well,
we
that's
call it
Conroy.
sidewalk selling.
Yeah, itinerary sales. Hawking, they call it in most
Hawking?
cities. Conroy started like that.
Never heard of them.
Conroy's is one of the biggest wholesalers of flowers in the country. And they started with two of the daughters selling flowers out in front of the business.
Yeah, it's
It sold better than when selling them inside the store. That's the story I've heard. I've read that a couple times, so I would assume it's true. But I can tell you one thing: if you're willing to put forth the effort, you can make a living with it.
all right. Well, that's
Good living.
our tip for Valentine's Day: flowers.
Yeah, it's true.
Flowers on the street or on the sidewalk. That's a good little gig,
It is.
especially
And,
for this time of the year.
And if a guy's in trouble and needs quick money to pay bills, that'd be another way to do it, you know, real quick, because it does work.
All right. Well, that's great, Jack. And hey, it's February 10th today, so you still got 4 days to try to find some flowers. Now tell me, where would you source these flowers? Where's the best place in a short time to get them?
Type it in on the internet, and they'll tell you all the wholesalers in the area.
So
It's just as simple as that.
flower wholesalers?
Yeah, then go in there and talk to them, and they'll give you these prices, and tell them that you want specials.
So don't get them from the florist or from the Jewel Osco. You get them from special wholesalers.
That's right. They have wholesale flowers. But that's a pretty good little business if a guy wanted to make it, like he was out of work and had a location. Or I know a lot of guys that sell plants and flowers at swap meets. I just thought of that in California. They do real well. They do. It's a lot of work, though.
Yeah, you got to keep them alive.
The
plants.
The swap meter or the flowers? Or both. That's true. It is. It is a lot of work. But I'll tell you what, it's fun. I really enjoyed that part of my life. I was pretty young, but I really liked it. And it supported all your bad habits, I'll tell you that.
All right, Jack. Well, thanks a lot, man.
Okay, I noticed that they
No, still no phone call. I won't hold my breath.
I'd like to tell everybody out there that Vince is taking this real hard. I'm not kidding you. I know he doesn't look like he is, but if you look at his hands right there, you don't see that very often.
Body language, right?
It's hard. It's hard for you because, you know, people are dependent on you. Yeah, I hate that when they do that. And they're going to be jerks about it. They always are.
We'll get through it. We'll always do.
That's true, but you're not going to have much hair left to pull out.
Thanks a lot, Jack.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody out there.
Take it easy.